Port, where we speak truth to power. And it's all in the service of God and country, for the betterment of our people, our continent, our land. We normally would not criticize, but if you hear us criticizing, then we are criticizing in good faith, just to build and not to destroy. The name, Blakk Rasta. Now let's begin with this thing. Now, my brother, my sister, you remember the comedians at the Ministry of Culture and Tourism saying that, oh, they have been able to come up with something very important. And what is this important in funeral tourism? You all remember, right? As announced by Mark Okrekumante, one of the, comedians, right? They're inside the Ministry of Tourism and Culture and whatever nonsense they have going on there. My brother, my sister, hear me now. Let me just take you through a very interesting background. Now, Africa is a continent that thrives so much on tourism. In fact, if Africans were serious enough, gold, diamond, bauxite, and the rest of them would only be a bonus. Because Africa has huge potentials for tourism, culture, and so on and so forth. But because Africans most of the time do not think beyond their noses, we end up becoming a begging continent, my brother, my sister, and that hurts me. Which country in Africa does not have any tourism potential? A small country like Ghana, only 30 million people. Every centimeter of the land has tourism capabilities. But we have relegated ourselves to lazy tourism. We have relegated ourselves, my brother, my sister, to the building of statues and some other such things. What is our culture? What have our ancestors done and left behind as legacies that we can comfortably market to the rest of the world, so people will be trooping into this country to feast their eyes on our beautiful touristic features? My brother, my sister, gold, diamond, bauxite, and the rest of them would only be a huge bonus if we tapped into tourism potentials. Today, my brother, my sister, and even in the past, what has the tourism ministry done to be able to uplift and to propagate the Ghanaian culture? It's lazy people who sit in there with little brains, comedians who do nothing for the ordinary Ghanaian. Why is Blakk Rasta seemingly angry with this ministry? My brother, my sister, only a couple of weeks ago, I took a trip around the coastal areas, and you will be shocked how many forts I visited. Right from Fort Amsterdam all the way to all the other forts that if I start mentioning names, you would marvel if truly we have these forts in Ghana. A lot of them have become dumping sites for rubbish. Some of the forts have even become free-range toilet grounds for natives in the area. And when I spoke with a number of the curators of the various forts, my brother, my sister, they told me they were not being paid. They were doing it charitably. My brother, my sister, Europeans left Europe. Greed drove them all the way to Africa. They found themselves right here in Ghana. In fact, more slaves passed through the shores of Ghana more than anywhere in the world. Did you know that? The Ghanaian shores had more slaves, my brother, my sister, living more than any other shores you can think of around Africa and beyond in the days of slavery. Why? because our shores served as natural sites for the ships that came on and also left. Natural harbors all over the place. And our chiefs and kings were ready to be part of this slave trade. Now, my brother, my sister, the first time we saw Europeans come down to Africa in the name of the slave trade, it happened right here in the Gold Coast, and it was the Portuguese. Kwamina Ansa met, my brother, my sister, with Don Diego da Zambuja. And at the end of the day, they sold us cheaply into slavery as chattels. I don't want to go too deep into history. Let us leave it here. Now, if we have to be reminded of our woes, then we would have to look at some of these forts that served as breeding grounds for the slave trade. But today, my brother, my sister, when tourists come into this country, all they do is to take them to the Cape Coast Castle, so-called castle, or Elmina, so-called castle, and that ends it. The gate of no return, the door of no return, when we have history bigger than the gate of no return. My brother, my sister, we have relegated our culture to the background. How many of us even dress African proudly these days? We have been inundated with commodities from America and Europe. So I ask myself, are we still in the days of slavery? So if you have a ministry, like the ministry of culture, it is huge. Tourism, extra huge. And if you have comedians sitting in there and calling themselves ministers and deputy ministers and whoever, and this rot is still going on, I am hurt personally. In the next 10 years, if care is not taken, all the forts around Anomabo, all the way down to Takrady, beyond Takrady, going all the way, my brother, my sister, into the Nzima area, all those forts would become nothing but toilets. 90% of all those forts that I visited had nothing but pure hot shit sitting inside the forts. And I say that without any apology. What is the tourism ministry doing? All they are thinking about is foolishness, my brother, my sister. Awal and Mark. And I say it with so much venom, so much anger. Remember, these were the guys who came out and told everybody, hey, when Christmas comes, everybody would have to show a vaccination card before they are allowed into big events. My brother, the events have started. Not even washing of hands, not even hand sanitizers, and is going on. What foolishness is this? Then you will come back and tell us that you want to inject people by force. You will come back and tell tourists that before they enter this country, you need to inject them and take money, because your president needs money to keep flying in his oversized suit. My brother, my sister, let's get serious. Tourism ministry says that they are introducing something called funeral tourism. And they think they have thought so wisely. They think they are so witty. Oh, this is new. This is fresh. It is going to help the country. They want people to leave America, to leave England, to leave China, to leave Japan, and to leave Korea, and come to Ghana to sit down and watch us cry over our dead relatives. And nobody is telling this silly ministry that, hey, listen, lazy people in there who are refusing to think that, hey, you are touching on a raw nerve. When people lose their families, they need their privacies. When people lose their families, they need to be given all the respect that they deserve. You do not try to make money out of somebody's sorrow unless you are a hopeless sadist. I've spoken about this before, but my brother, my sister, I decided to touch on this because of what I want to talk about today. And what is it about? Vaccination. Did the tourism ministry not tell us that any event that will happen during the Christmas would have people flash vaccination cards? These idiots in power is so painful, brethren. Do they have enough vaccines for everybody? If they had any vaccine at all, my brother, my sister, they will take everything to the airport. Because over there, they earn more money from people coming in. Now find out, since they made that announcement that was carried by the BBC, the CNN, and all the major news networks across the world, how many tourists have willingly come into this country? It's one of the reasons you're going to have a very dry Christmas. They don't think. Year of return, beautiful idea. They had a year of return and boasted about how much millions of dollars they made. Yet there was no Ghana Airways, and it didn't strike their lazy conscience that, hey, you are idiots. How can you be boasting about the millions that you have made? Be boasting about how many thousands of people have entered your country because of the year of return, yet your Ghana Airways is a ghost. Who brought the people into your country? Was it Rwandan Air? Was it British Airways? Was it Chinese Airways? Was it Japanese Airways? And yet, you create events that make the colonialists rich. Then you sit in your country and still bask in your poverty. Hallelujah. Brethren, let's think fast. We have brains to think. It's a curse for a brainy man to die poor. Once you have brains in your head, and each one of the ghetto people that I meet have a lot of brains, just that we have leadership that would lazy up our brains. They pour petrol into our brains. My brother, my sister, it's a curse for a wise man to be poor. It's a curse for a thinking man, a dreaming man to be poor. Year of return, very glamorous, so nice and so good. Everybody was talking about it across the world. We were so happy. It was time to be able to shake hands with our brothers that the ships carried beyond the oceans. It was time for us to hug them and share tears of joy like the arrival of the prodigal son. But my brother, my sister, they turned it into a commercial venture because they have no brains. When our brothers and sisters were arriving in Ghana for the year of return, instead of saying Akwaba to them, and instead of telling them, hey, Tuozafi is ready for you to eat, my brother, welcome home, like the Bible talked about the prodigal son, when he arrived and went down on his knees and said, Father, forgive me for the foolishness of a young man. He tapped him on the shoulder and said, go and look into the flock and find the fattened calf and bring it and slaughter, and let's make merry, for my son has arrived. Hallelujah. But no, when our brethren and sisters arrived, we rather were busily asking them, even at the point of entry at the airport, how much money they were bringing to invest in our economy. Idiots in power. And once there was a budget, Ghanaians, when they see budget, when they see money, their brains suddenly take a flight out of the blues into the universe where we can't even locate. Budget. Where is the budget for year of return? Then you see hawks, you see owls, you will see all sorts of cannibals coming in because there's a budget, so they won't think anymore. Everybody is in there to grab, and the main purpose purpose of the year of return would become nothing but a hopeless, fleeting illusion. Say it again, Blakk Rasta. Hear me now, brethren. I don't like people who don't think. It's an insult to the Almighty that you have brains and you don't want to put your brains into action. Because our educational system in itself does not encourage thinking. What it encourages is swallowing hook, line, and sinker and pouring the same nonsensical hook, line, and sinker onto pieces of paper so we get grace and sit up as square pegs in round holes. Hallelujah. Jesus have mercy. Our universities are pouring out good grace, yet dunderheads. If you go to the university and you want to think, that is not your place. No, you are not here to think. You are here to swallow hook, line, and sinker what other people have taught. It is not your business to critique anything that has been taught about by the white man. Yours is to swallow it, don't complain. And the day you start asking questions, that is the day the old useless professor will give you an F for fail. Go home and be a fool. That is why we have doctors in parliament who are behaving like assholes. That is why we have professors whose delicacy is little children. They are pedophiles. That is why, my brother, my sister, you walk into any institution and you see people who are PhDs, yet in their brains there's nothing but air. Think about it, brethren. Ministry of Tourism said that everybody attending any event during this Christmas would have to flash a vaccination card or else sit at home. They went a step further. This government in power, anybody coming into this country would have to flash a card. My brother, my sister, and people have decided that no, sir, I don't know who gave them this stupid idea. People must by all means take a job before they can be part of the country. Now the tourists are all sitting back. All those conscious people who have all the money in the world and they want a conscious African nation to invest in would hold back their money. What the hell will a rich man in America want in Africa as an investment with all your wars and stupidity? Why would a rich African in America leave peaceful America and chase you to Somalia or Nigeria or even Liberia in order to invest when these countries are bedeviled with wars that have no sense? So if you see the African American carry his money, the Jamaican American carry his money and is looking forward to coming to Africa, it's not because Africa is a gold mine, it's because of their consciousness that they have had right from birth, and militantly they have rebelled against the system and they want Africa to move forward. That kind of militancy, we don't have that. We do not have that. When you recite and sing your national anthem every day, you don't even take a second to meditate over the words. No. My brother, my sister, if our ancestors were swallowing everything hook, line, and sinker like we do today, we would never have called them ancestors. Think about it, brethren. Right now, the tourists have stayed back. Nobody wants to take a job. Right now, the investors have realized that you are fools. So they have decided to stay back. They are not ready for no tomfoolery, no buffoonery. They are ready to stay back. My brother, my sister, that your president says, and I read something from BBC that said Ghana is the first country in the world. Listen, they said Ghana is the first country in the world to demand a vaccination certificate before you enter this country. A country of beggars. What at all is in this country? If there was anything good, your president will not be running out of this country like a mongrel dog, begging for almost everything around. You're mad? If there was anything good in this country, your president will not be spending all his time on his knees, cup in hand, begging foreigners for what we can do for ourselves. So when we have our brothers and sisters trying to come home and give us a helping hand to be able to uplift our legacy to a point where at the end of the day we all will be called ancestors, and we turn them back with some of this foolishness, it hurts me bad. Why must you force people to take vaccination? Why? You take first vaccination, second vaccination, third vaccination. Now you are looking for boosters and you are still catching the virus. Even after the 4 vaccinations. What kind of a vaccine is this? First vaccination. I thought that, after taking the first vaccination, that will be okay. If you, after taking first, second, third, and even boosters, I am still a problem to you, I'm still a threat to your health, then this vaccine is a sham. Then this vaccine is a sham. They know what they created in their laboratories. They know what they did. And we as historians, we will never be beaten again, because once beaten, twice shy. So we are taking our time to be able to understand. Right after understanding, we must overstand and stand on top of the stand so we can see clearer and decide what we want to do with our next lives. My brother, my sister, Ghana is a shame. It's a big shame that you have to force people to take vaccines before they enter your country, or better still, they should stay away. What a begging president. You are begging for money everywhere. And when people are coming to support you, you turn them away with your dirty vaccine. What the hell is happening? And you have a Ministry of Tourism that is a dumb ass sitting down there. Nothing is happening there. Oh, they know, what day is it? The month is about to end, so they take fat salaries and sit down like idiots thinking nothing. I'm angry with them. I don't like them. I don't like them. What are they doing to uplift the African youth, the Ghanaian youth, culturally? Look at the number of tourist sites that are going down the drain, all because of some idiots who are refusing to think in that ministry. And right now, it is job for the boys. Oh, they put you there. Oh, you supported our party. Go sit down there. Oh, you okay? You have a PhD. Go and sit down there. Oh, okay. You too. Okay, go sit down there. Without checking the foundations and the passions. Hallelujah. This is too deep for somebody. Is it the passion of the person you have put there for tourism and culture? No wonder we have medical doctors, my brother, my sister, who are ministers of employment. No wonder, my brother, my sister, we have footballers who are ministers of health. They don't know the difference between H2O and H2SO4. I leave it here, my brother. This vaccine, my brother, my sister, is very simple. All I want you to know and to understand is that we are shooting ourselves in the foot. I'll leave it here. Now I'm going to look at another thing here quickly. And this one says, Obuo appointed acting MD of Ghana Post. Who is Obuo? We all know Obuo as a musician. We all know that Obuo was the president of Musica. We all know that Obuo, in the days of hip life, the beginning of hip life, they were those that contributed their quota to the upliftment of the genre. But beyond that, who is Obuo? Let's read. And I'm reading this from my Joy Online. Obuo appointed acting MD of Ghana Post. President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo has named Bice Osei Kufuor, popularly known as Obuo, as the acting managing director of the Ghana Post Company Limited. Obuo, in his new position, is to see to the expansion of the company's postal network to viable areas and improve service to non-viable areas. He would also be occupied with improving mail security. The existing ancillary services, such as financial services, to augment the traditional ones and promote all postal products to create awareness of their existence, among other things. His appointment comes at a time when Ghana Post has been on a turnaround path, leading to significant growth through the introduction of new services and expansion of its fleet. Digitization of post offices across the country has been at the center of the turnaround strategy, allowing the company flexibility to easily add on new services, whilst the introduction of digital addresses by the government has come to enhance the delivery of mails and parcels. Hallelujah. 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 So, my brother, my sister, this is what Obuo is going to do. What was the achievement of Obuo at Musica? My brother, my sister, the Obuo that I know has a lot of ideas. He is ready to bring people on board. He is ready to sit down with people and say, okay, how do we do it? The Obuo that I know has a passion for change and has a passion to leave behind a certain legacy. At Musica, he tried to turn around reggae music, which we all said, listen, reggae music needs a stage. We need to do A, B, C, D to be able to uplift it. That's the Obuo I know. Yes, some people will criticize him. Some people will turn him around and all that, because everybody gets criticized anyway, even God. But what point is Blakk Rasta making? Hey, where they have put Obuo, is that his passion? Has he ever shown any passion in mail delivery, envelopes and pens and pieces of writing pads? I'm just asking. Was Obuo put in there because the president felt that by all means Obuo must get something to do as jobs for the boys? I'm just asking questions. Now let me get deeper into this. Hey, all these things they are saying about the Ghana Post, it used to be P&T, Post and Telecommunications. Then it was the Post Office, and now they say it's Ghana Post. Hey, you can rebrand an ass 1 million times, it will still remain a donkey. You want to hear it again? Hey, you can rebrand an ass to the umpteenth time, it will still remain a donkey. After all, another name for an ass is a donkey. Hear me now, brethren. Hear me now. Hey, the post office. I grew up around the post office. I love to write letters. I love to receive mails. And we learnt a lot by just receiving mails and sending mails. We got to know countries. We looked at postage stamps. And were able to tell exactly what the country that letter or mail was coming from represented. Today, my brother, my sister, last month I was taking my children to the post office. They had no idea what the post office is all about. Obuo has a huge task. Hey, my brother, my sister, in the days that we used to post letters, today that is known as snail mail. Snail, as in snails. You know how a snail moves? From the 1 centimeter movement of a snail could take 10 years. When we have electronic mail, this one is known as snail mail. It is slow. So Ghanaians naturally have weaned themselves off this archaic post system. You go to the post office right now, it's goats and sheep and spiders that have turned it into their habitat. Some of the letter boxes, my brother, my sister, cockroaches have gone in there to hatch cockroaches. Some of the letter boxes go around Accra and see, and if Accra is this dormant, then think about my village in Dolenbezong. Think about my village in Pasingpe. Think about the post office, my brother, my sister, at Fabayebe to me Chok. If the post boxes in Accra have lizards and bears making their nest in there because of dormancy, then you can think about these villages. All the postmaster is looking at is the calendar. And now he wishes the days will run fast, so he will take his salary and go home and sleep for doing nothing. Because the post system in Ghana has become totally outmoded, better still, outlandish. To put Obuo there, my brother, is a very huge task. Obuo's pot belly will burst. Obuo's weight is going to be loosened if Obuo truly has to handle the Ghana post. Why is Blakk Rasta saying this? Hear me now. My brother, I returned from America the other day, and the post system there is still as vibrant and as hot as when it was invented in the days. How did they do it? I'm in America. I want to send a small parcel. I'm directed to the post office. I'm in America. I want to be able to do something that is a kind of a transaction where something has to be sent to somebody. Everybody is looking at the post office. Hey, I am in Connecticut and I want to send a mail to a friend in California. In a day, he gets it. I am in New York City. I am sending a mail, my brother, my sister, to a brother of mine in Illinois. He gets it in a day. Maximum 2. Hey! He does not need to go to the post office and open a post box where cockroaches and lizards have made their habitats. He sits at home and he gets a knock on the door. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. He opens up. Mailman is here. Mailman is here. I said, oh, okay, all right. If nobody answers, they slip in the mail through whatever, depending on the size and depending on the kind of transaction. My brother, in Ghana, postmasters, postmistresses have become thieves. They have become so dormant that any mail that looks a little fat, they have microscopic eyes that can see mails that are sealed over and over. How much is in there? And they will remove it. The trust in the mail system is gone. Efficiency 0. Efficacy -2. Obuo has a huge task. This is not a place to go chop chop like tourism ministry. where Mark and Awal can sit down and chop all day with doing nothing. Like other ministries where people sit down and grow their pot bellies. In fact, in the Ghana Post, if the work has to be done, Obuo's pot belly would loosen. And I have a passion for the post office. That's why I chose this. And I don't doubt it that Obuo can do it. I don't doubt Obuo one bit. I know who he is. And if he takes off his political spectacles and puts on the nationalistic, patriotic spectacles, the work could be done. And we are ready to support. We want to be able to see mails that are sent to the post office today in Accra. And people in Dabongo would get it in the next few hours. Aviation, is it good enough? Is it good enough? Thankfully, now people can fly from Takrady all the way to Tamale. People fly from Accra to Kumasi, to Tamale, to Wa, to soon, probably Bolga and other places. That is the way the Ghana Post can work things out. Or else, Ghanaians will still take their parcels to give to the trotro driver or give to OA driver, pay something and say, give it to my mother in Pesingpe, and the Ghana Post will still remain the habitat for cockroaches and lizards. Did I say more? Obuo, congratulations. You are an awfully musician, good performer, but where they have put you, I wish that you will take off the scales from your eyes so you will look deeper and realize that it's a trap. What do I mean by a trap? It is for you to be able to write your own legacy. Where Kwame Sefaka and all the people have been, it's a chop place. But your place, if you listen to me, is a place to shed off your scales from the eyes and sit back and deliver. Congratulations, my brother. I leave it right here. Next thing I want to look at, my brother, my sister, is taken from Ghana Web. And this was published today, the 22nd day of December 2021, Wednesday. And it says, Oforiatta has badly managed the economy. In fact, if it was Mahama saying this, I would have said, oh, okay, well, these are politicians. And if it was probably some other person that I know too well, I would have said, oh, they are talking politics. But this is Kwame Pienim. How many of you know Kwame Pienim? He's a stalwart founding member of the NPP. Kwame Pienim. There was a time Kwame Pienim almost became maybe a president of this country. When it comes to economics, he's one of the best brains of Ghana. True or false? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. That's the Kwame Pienim I know. I don't know if he has cancer of the brain, so for now he can't think economics anymore like Baumia has. Right now it's become politics. Alan Cash and Baumia, one is the true economist and the other one is the lying economist. Eesh. Party is inner wranglings. Alan Cash says he is the true economist. And the other one is the lying economist. Jesus have mercy. But let's get into the nitty-gritties of this one. Oforiatta has badly managed the economy. Kwame Pienim, and I read. An economist and new patriotic party NPP stalwart, Mr. Kwame Pienim, has accused Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta of badly managing the fiscal space in the country. He accused the Finance Minister of excessive borrowing, an action of the minister he indicated is leading to the high public sector debt. Asked about his view on whether or not Mr. Oforiatta has managed the economy better while speaking on the New Day show on TV3 Wednesday, that's today, December 22, he answered, no, he hasn't done a good job. He's overborrowing. We are not getting value for money. He added, Oforiatta needs to realize that he is not just a budget and expenditure minister. He is the minister of finance. Finance means growing the economy. One of the things that this government said was that they are going to move away from the Gojisberg economy. And what is the Gojisberg economy? Listen, Gojisberg developed and expanded the cocoa industry. So there was a stream of income. He built the ports. He built the schools. By the time Gojisberg left, we had reserves. I think that's what they want to say, reserves. We were not in debt. So the economy that Ken Oforiatta is trying to build is an economy that thrives on expenditure and debt. So he said, one of the things that this government said was that they are going to move away from the Gojisberg economy. And the Gojisberg economy has been explained to you. It's an economy where you make sure that the sectors are thriving hot, so they can all stand on 2 feet and earn, produce. But the NPP, according to their own NPP, Kwame Pianim, has a certain finance minister who is only a budget and expenditure minister. Hallelujah. Somebody wouldn't understand this until he smokes in Tampi tonight. Kwame Pianim says that Oforiatta is nothing but a budget and expenditure minister. You know what that means? He only knows how to read the budget and how to spend money, but never how to make money. So he is moving away from the Gojisberg economics. Jesus. You see, right? Another thing he said here, which is worth noting, is that Ghana is not getting value for the borrowed money. What does it mean? We are borrowing, but what are we using the money for? The president is flying in the skies. MPs are boxing each other in Bukom Parliament. Majority, minority are apologizing every day for their tomfoolery. Why? We voted you into power to think and make laws, not to go there and do fisticuffs. Today, my brother, my sister, Kwame Pianim has said it all. Our finance minister is dumb. All he knows to do is to write a budget, read it with big English, and spend. Excuse my language. In fact, any idiot can be a finance minister. Sebi. If this is how to manage the economy as a finance minister, according to PNM, who doesn't know how to spend? Give any idiot money, he will blow it right now. Hey, who doesn't know how to read? We all can read with all the immaculate English. But of course, if managing the fiscal space, better still managing the economy, is all about the budget, to confuse innocent Ghanaians with your macro and micro economics, and now 2.2 is running after a Marxist theorem of 0.00002, which perambulated into a space that was monopolized into a polarized economy. Then everybody says, hallelujah. That's what is happening. So much illiteracy. Nobody understands anything. The language we all are speaking is somebody's language. So we need another person to tell us what we are saying to each other. Hallelujah. Jesus have mercy. When we speak our own language and make mistakes, nobody laughs at us. But when we speak another man's language and make mistakes, banner headline, Blakk Rasta Igba. And bad, you put a bomb at the end, boom, daily graphic, front page. My brother, my sister, I leave you with an African proverb. When the crocodile comes out of water, better still, when the fish comes out of water, and tells you that when the crocodile sleeps, it snores underwater. Don't doubt him. Have you been underwater before? Have you? So those who have been there, when they come out and tell you that when the crocodile sleeps, it snores underwater, believe it. Kwame Pianim is from this party. I want to believe that he wishes well for the party. And this is what he says, that we have a finance minister who is nothing but a budget and expenditure minister, according to this publication. Are we safe? Are we safe? Can we say that we are safe? Can we say it again? Are we safe? My brother, my sister, Jesus. Let me look at this briefly before I get into another thing. I'm reading this from Graphic Online, the national communicator, published today, the 22nd day of December 2021. And it says, Ghanaians voted for you to engage in debate, not boxing. And this is from Christian Council to MPs. My brother, my sister, let's read just 2 paragraphs and then we'll get the import of the whole thing and make our commentary. The Christian Council of Ghana, CCG, has condemned the conduct of parliamentarians on Monday, December 20, during a vote on whether or not to treat the proposed e-levy under a certificate of urgency. The Christian Council, in a statement dated December 21, 2021, said parliamentarians should not continue to act in ways that will rescind the honor bestowed on them by the nation. It will be recalled that fights broke out during the vote, with some MPs trading blows on the floor of the House. We respectfully remind parliamentarians that debates in Parliament must remain a platform for the exchange of ideas and not an opportunity for confusion and hostility. Ghanaians voted for you to engage in debate, not boxing, the statement said. Oh, you are. A friend of mine called me from Burkina Faso yesterday, said, Blakk Rasta. In the schools in Burkina Faso, we are told that we should look at Ghana, how Ghana is doing well. But I just saw on TV, is it true? I said, what have you seen? I see in Parliament, people are fighting. Is it true? I said, it's more than true, brethren. This is not the first time. It's not the second time. It's not the third time. I have never seen fighting in Parliament until Nana Akufo-Addo's time. Have you seen any? Did you see it in Nkrumah's regime? Did you see it in Hilary Man's regime? Rawlings's regime? Rawlings beat up his vice president and tore his suit. Aka. But we never saw any fighting in Parliament. Did you see it in the Atta Mills government? They could heckle each other, make all the noise, but fisticuffs, tearing somebody's shirt, slapping somebody and longitudinally redirecting the mouth of the person towards the northeast happened in Ghana Parliament. As for the insults, Canada, Japan and the rest wear the crown. Insults in Parliament. When Canada, Japan said a few months back that the Ghana Parliament is cheap, and to be an MP in Ghana is the cheapest. Many were those who thought that he was insulting the Ghanaian Parliament. He was hauled before the Parliament. As to what happened to that haulage is for me and you to talk about later. When I was hauled there, they made sure that they brought a certain finality to that haulage. But when the big shots are hauled there, they are too big, so the train takes too long to arrive at the destination of finality. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. My brother, my sister, this is the Christian Council. And Christian Council says, please, if we want to watch boxing, we'll go to Bukom. And those of us who can afford, we'll go to Caesar's Palace. You guys are not trained to box, so you are lousy boxers. We want professional boxing, we will go to Bukom. If we cannot afford to go to Caesar's Palace, we will go to Bukom. My brother, my sister, majority in parliament, majority leader Chebonsu says he's ashamed to be the leader of a boxing parliament. Do you know what that is? Lip service. I don't trust these guys. They will come and tell you everything. The next day they are boxing again. Why? So who really has the nation at heart? Oh, it hinges on security. So we cannot tell you how much of your money the president is blowing away. And we all are quiet. Why? Is the president the only man who loves security? What security? When Sewa Brody could sit with the president and take selfies right in the plane that is supposed to be a security zone? Are you joking? Sewa Brony, a Ghanaian ex-prostitute, or is she still a prostitute? Or is she a lesbian? Or is she a bi? Whatever it is. She came all the way from Canada. However she got hooked up with the president, it's not my business. But my business is the plane that we bought with our own money for the president's comfort, for him to run around the world bringing us good news. He is carrying Sewa Bruni in that. And she, being the woman that she is, she will take selfies and expose them. They still haven't been able to give us any answer. No answer. What was the Minister of National Security doing? But he himself was even in front of a prostitute's camera. So what is this thing about national security? That the money the president is blowing, he cannot tell us what he's spending the money on. Because when he says it, Al-Qaeda will come and bomb all of us and kill us. That when the president mentions that, okay, I spend this amount of money going here, but you are able to sit in the plane and allow photographs of you in the plane. Oh, are we serious, brethren? Are we serious? It's bringing tears into my eyes, brethren. Why? You use our money, sit in a plane, gorge yourself on exotic foods. You allow yourself to be photographed, watching a Van Damme movie or Jet Li movie, relegating Kumawu to the background. My brother, my sister. And yet, right after that fantastic trip to Disney World, you come back and tell me that you cannot tell me how much of my money you blew away because it borders on national security. You take me for fool. He's a quixotic president. Those of you who don't know the story of Don Quixote, find out. That is the president we have. Modern day Don Quixote. That's it. Living in illusion. He sees things that we don't see. He's paranoid. He can only think when he's flying in the air, buffing over your heads. To God be the glory. Hallelujah. I'll leave it here. Now I'm going to tackle the last thing and I'm done. Very last one. What is Mahama saying? Mahama is here. He says, President Akufo-Addo did not seek my intervention on e-levy impasse. And that's Mahama. My time is up. Let me just take one line. Former President John Mahama has revealed the details of a meeting he held with Mr. Gabi Asari Ochodako, a leading member of the New Patriotic Party (NPP). According to the former president, the discussions on Tuesday, December 21, 2021, focused on the desire of Ghanaians to see the two major political parties working together for the interest of the nation. Mr. Mahama, in a Facebook post, however, stressed that at no point was there any discussion specifically about President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo requiring his intervention in the impasse on the e-levy. Oh, you are. So it's almost like a game of chess, musical chairs. Oh, you know, it's our time to chop. Please support us to chop a little so that when you come, we can also chop. In Ghana, that is what it means by working together. To God be the glory. I love you. I appreciate you. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. We are not always right, but we strive to be as objective as possible, to make a heart beat for patriotism in this country. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. I love you. My happen.
Bye. Up, up.